let's look at area, because area of rectangles involves multiplication. You know, I will go this side times that side to get the area. But if we have the opposite type of problem where we know the area and we don't know one of the side lengths, then it will be a division problem. But let me first write the multiplication. In this problem, this side, which is unknown, times 5/8. In other words, some kind of a fraction times 5/8 will give me 1/2, okay? Some unknown number. I could even use a variable like s or something. And now, to solve this, I will need to use division. This divided by this equals that, okay? So I will divide 1/2 divided by 5/8, okay? That's gonna be the side that goes here, the side length. Now there's the division by 5/8. I'm gonna use the shortcut. So this changes into multiplication, and this is gonna get flipped. The half won't change anywhere. And here we will get 8/10, which is the same as 4/5. Okay, so this here is 4/5 of a mile. Let's check. If I put 4/5 here, will it work? Okay, 4/5 times 5/8. Here, these would cancel and I would get 4/8, which is 1/2. So yes, it checks. And what I had here originally, when I had the empty line times 5/8 equals 1/2, is basically an equation, a multiplication equation. So here's another one. Let's solve this one too. A fraction times some unknown variable here equals a fraction. Okay, and this is just like any multiplication equation. If I had here 5a equals 20, you would have to divide both sides by this number here to get a alone. So here too, I will divide both sides by 5/12. That will leave a alone on this side. But on this side I need to do the division. 1/4 divided by 5/12. Okay, let's change it now to multiplication. 12/5. Here 12 and 4 I can simplify. They are both divisible by 4. So that only leaves 3/5. And so the equation is solved. Lastly, how many 1/2 cup servings are in 3/4 of a cup of yogurt? Okay, remember this here? When I asked how many times does 1/8 fit into 4? Or how many eighths are in 4? That's the same kind of question. You know, how many of these fits into that? Or how many of these are in that? Okay, you solve it by dividing. It's basically a division question. Now this first one though, you can just figure out in your mind, you don't need to divide. How many 1/2 cup servings are there in 3/4 of a cup? Well, there will be 1/2 cup, and then the 1/4 cup left over, which is exactly half of 1/2 cup. So maybe you can see that it's exactly 1.5 servings. Okay, but let's divide too. So what do we divide by what? That's a good question, because sometimes students can make a mistake. Like here, if I ask you, how many eighths are in 4? The division is 4 divided by 1/8. So how many this are in this? This is the dividend. This is our division problem, not vice versa. And now to solve it, okay, change this into 2/1. And then 2 and 4 simplify. So I get 3/2. 1.5, just like expected. How about in 3/8 of a cup of yogurt? How many 1/2 cup servings would be in it? Now this is less than 1/2 cup. So there's not even 1 serving in it. But what fraction of a serving is there in that amount? You do the same, okay? You do a division, this time 3/8 divided by 1/2. Okay? And again, we get the multiplication. 1/2 gets to be 2/1. Again, 2 simplifies and leaves 4 here, and we get 3/4. So this amount of yogurt contains 3/4 of a serving. if the serving size is half a cup. And you could continue, maybe solve another problem where we would have like 2 1/4 cups of yogurt or some other type of mixed number and solve it the same way. Take the 2 1/4 cups and divide that by half a cup. Okay, well done, and I hope this was helpful.